No.
Yeah, I think you're good.
Daylight savings. Notice the mornings are brighter, but
I'm told to try to put this over here a little bit further.
one up there.
You have to push record though.
Oh, which one? I can do it.
Yeah.
The November 6, 2018 meeting of the Depoe Bay City Council is called to order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Jody, would you call the roll, please?
Calendar?
Here.
Short?
Here.
No Goddard.
Excused.
Gambino?
Here.
Left?
Here.
Bates?
Here.
Grant?
Thank you. Do we hear a motion to approve the minutes of the last meeting?
I have a correction that's going for Jack O'Brien.
You want to do that after we make the
Oh,
motion
fine.
and second it? That's okay. Did you want to make the motion?
Sure, I'll move that we approve the minutes.
And then I'll second. Seconded by Deb. Now.
But we have a correction. Jack O'Brien, it's O-E-R-I-E.
I'd already fixed it on the original, so.
Oh, okay.
But then I have another point that I want to mention.
Yes.
Okay, on page 3, line 38, under the city staff reports, for Wiseman, it says, girls back from visions training learn some tricks to implement. I know that that is exactly what was said. However, I teach my dog tricks. That is what was in the record, but I would, out of respect to the office associates, I think we should say staff.
I agree.
And
Techniques, maybe?
techniques, but we should say staff instead of girls are back from visions training and learned some new skills.
Skills, yeah.
Because I think, I am not a politically correct person, I hate all that, but this is just inappropriate, so,
Oh, ours.
I agree.
thank you, Mayor.
I guess for
That's for
me,
you, son.
for me, the question is, do we, put verbatim what's supposed to
No, we can correct a grammatical mistake, and
Well-
both of those are
Yeah.
big
Oh,
mistakes.
I agree.
That's all.
Okay. Any other,
Who was the
Okay.
second?
sorry?
Who was the second on that?
Who seconded it?
The second was,
Calendar? Okay,
calendar.
thank you.
Call roll, please.
Short?
Yes.
Goddard? No, sorry. Gambino?
Yes.
Left?
Yes.
Bates?
Yeah.
Grant?
Aye.
Calendar?
Yes,
Minutes approved as corrected. Accounts payable?
Mayor Left, I move that we approve accounts payable as presented, and I can answer any questions on this group that I have.
Is there a second?
Second.
Moved by Gambino, seconded by Short.
What's the question? Excuse me, Mayor.
No,
It's to approve the financials.
Oh, okay, all right. Excuse me.
That's okay. Any questions for Robert? Call roll, please.
Gambino?
yes.
Left?
Yes.
Bates?
Yep.
Grant?
Aye.
Calendar?
yes.
Short?
Yes. Motion is passed. Thank you, sir, for your ongoing good work.
Oh, yeah. Mine.
Okay. I don't believe there are any special orders tonight, are there? No, okay, let's move on to reports from officers, boards, and standing committees, and we will begin with the salary survey subcommittee.
Yes, that's getting really close according to information has been received.
Funding Subcommittee. Liz.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to represent Depoe Bay in Washington, D.C. And it was indeed an honor. So the report is kind of brief. What I put down there for you is just a list of the people that we called on. And again, you must think a lot of this project that they sent you all the way back here. And it was a big statement for a small town to send two people back there to represent. So what really brought forth was the need to get this harbor dredged. We got to share with them our whole story. And that's really what we went about there to share, is how this harbor drives the economics of this town. And seeing how we were located in proximity to the ocean, and we did some research on how much the fishing, charter fishing, whale watching adds to this economy here was a big. Everyone, we met with, we moved from the office of OMB down to the, and then we started meeting with our representatives. And they were full days, and like I said, well spent. We kind of carved out the layer of bureaucracy and got down to really what we were all about. So I can't tell you for sure that the dredging is going to happen. Do I feel good about it? Yes, I do. DC office and goes through that layers of bureaucracy there, which that's, that's how things work. And then it gets forwarded on to the Office of Management and Budget. And we got a green light from everywhere where we went. So we should know by the end of November, first part of December. The follow-up has been incredible. We've got personal letters that will hereby, fairly soon that it's a go-ahead.
Any questions for Liz?
I just put some background information in there. Some of it is a fiscal assessment that was done in 2015, and it's where the Corps really comes out and says, if we don't dredge Depoe Bay, this is what's gonna happen, we're gonna silt up, and that's exactly what is happening. So when we were presenting our information, we had letters to support, we had, the money that we needed to get things done, but once they saw that assessment that they had actually done themselves and hadn't acted on, it kind of put us over the edge. You know what I mean? It was kind of the ice. Look, you've identified the problem, but you've done nothing. It was good to bring that back out and kind of put it under their eyes again, what had been done earlier in 2015.
And I think a secondary, really positive outcome was Congressman Schrader at the meeting. That meeting, by the way, was held here, harbor front. He was here with a couple of his staff people. And we got Commander Hinote to come from the Coast Guard and talk a little bit. And he told us that in bad weather, Depoe Bay, because of the strange configuration, is often the only place out of which a Coast Guard cutter can go in bad weather if a ship is in trouble. And he said, if something happens and we can't do that, that's going to mean deaths. I mean, he was very straightforward about it, and I think that really made an impact too.
The fact that it was, it's a harbor refuge, and they're having issues with their fueling system down at the Coast Guard station. So they need to rely back on our fueling docks, and so it kind of put a sense of urgency to the whole issue. So, and so it was good. And I felt like the whole community came together to make this happen. So again, I thank you very much for your time and happy to answer any questions that I may.
Anyone have questions?
I want to say thank you for all the work you guys did, all the numbers, straightforward. Here's how many people we've had through the harbor. Excellent.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Again, I've got a good partners here, so we worked all together. And I thank you again for sending me your time.
Thank you.
Can I say one thing?
Sure.
As part of it, Forrest Robinson Harbor Community Chair. Well, they're going to Washington, got them a big article in a magazine called Dredging Today, which is a national dredging magazine. Wow. So everybody in the country that has a dredge probably reads that. And they're them going to Washington.
Great publicity for the community, assuming we get the dredging so that we can.
Yeah.
And I had a call and spent a good amount of time on the phone this morning with someone from National Public Radio who's actually coming to town later in the week, who's gotten very interested in the dredging issue. So I think we have some very good follow-up. Thank you so much, Liz. You just did a fabulous job.
Thank you very much. I appreciate the opportunity.
Okay, let's move on now. Oh, public comments. I know there are some people here who wanted to make a public comment.
Yeah.
Yes, if you'll take a seat, and I think you've already signed in.
I have, yes. Okay, I am Richard Hatch. I live at 210 Nesting Glade.
next one's 143, and the next one is 541. That kind of got my attention. I looked at the bill, and I saw that the water bill was right up there, $287, which I have no problem paying because my wife is using that water. The sewer bill went from $64 to $254. The reason for that is the sewer is based on the amount of water that goes through the meter. And so my solution for that, I came to the city to talk to them about that, would be to put in a second water meter. One for the irrigation and one for the house. That way the sewer would be measured off the water used to the house, which it should be. I was told that that isn't done here. I found out since then that there are some properties here in Depoe Bay that do that. And they enjoy the luxury of not having to pay the sewer bill for the water that they put on their plants in the lawn. So then I got talking to the city some more, and they said, well, maybe we could put a water meter in, but it'd be quite expensive because we'd have to run another line from the main out the road to put a meter right alongside of our meter, and that would be expensive in itself. And I said, well, why not just put a T right before the meter is there and run the new meter right off that T? And we determined that would probably work okay. You wouldn't have that expense of going clear out through the middle of the road and tying into the main line. And then I was told that, well, we have to pay a system development charge for that extra meter. And the system development charge would be just like we were a new house going in, and we'd be looking at, for 5/8 or 3/4 inch service, a $1,146 charge in addition to the meter and all that. So I wasn't too interested in paying that because we've already paid a system development charge. And so we haven't got any further on that. I've left several messages with the city, and I think you need to do something with your message service to your employees. The message doesn't seem to be getting through to them. That's the reason I'm here tonight, I think, because I think we should resolve this just one-on-one. But here I am. I was also told that we were on the flat rate for the sewer. And I showed the city, no, here's my bills. We're obviously being charged for the sewer by the gallon. Now, which brings up the question, do we have any properties in Depoe Bay that are on the flat rate for the sewer charge?
We'll hear everything, we'll take all your questions, we'll go do our research.
Okay.
And then be in touch with you.
All right. So, yes.
Yeah, when you're finished, then I'm gonna turn to Brady and he'll be able to give us a little bit of
Right, except that we do have research to do before we take any kind of a vote on this. All right, yes, go ahead, Richard.
Okay, so I guess what I'm asking is that, can I put in a second meter? And do I have to pay the system development charge for a second meter? The system development charge is for a new residence.
We'll do our research.
Okay.
We will ask questions of the regulators who regulate us, and we will get back to you with an answer. Now, if you have something you want to say, now's the moment.
$500+ bill seems excessive to me. Could there have been where the water was accidentally left on, a hose was leaking, or something like that?
The Public Works Department came out and traded the meter for another meter.
Yeah, we tested it.
And they said they were gonna run a bench test and let me know what it came up to. I haven't heard anything back from them,
Okay,
so.
all right.
So the meter was tested and it tested totally accurate. We put a new auto read in there. I thought the guy Mark that did the meter exchange communicated with you. I mentioned to him. He said, yeah, but I don't know if he meant at another time or at that point when he put the meter in. It did test perfect, the old one, and the new one is an auto read. It's really accurate. It'll be able to do a radio read to the new system that like checks for leaks or high use or anything like that. But we can, you know, as far as the SDCs and the city, it's the same as every other municipality in Lincoln County. As far as the SDCs and for the other meters, we don't have certain rules and regs that other cities don't have. It's all pretty much the same everywhere for irrigation. Worldmark does have irrigated meters. They pay the fees and actually have meters capped off the main directly. Sometimes the reason why that we don't put T's in like service lines is because it lowers the volume. But I guess if it's in writing and the owners seem to say it's okay that if they're irrigating and they have lower water pressure because there's rules and regs from the state that we have to abide by for pressures in homes. So that's because equipment runs off stuff, and due to that, that's why it's almost mandated that it does run off the main. So, but I guess if you have it in writing, and we can do the homework to try to work to put the T in, but as far as the fees and all that, that's kind of etched in stone in our ordinances. But we can research.
We will do our research, council will get all of the information, and then we will get back to you.
By the way, I didn't experience any pressure drop when we were doing that irrigating.
That's good.
Jerome?
Oh, so the question is whether you can get a meter dedicated for irrigation, basically. That's the question that we want
Yeah,
to
and it
answer.
would be
and what
strictly
the
for
cost
water
would be.
use and not sewer.
Right, right, and what the cost would be associated.
And do I have to pay the system development charge?
Yes, we'll
Right.
check
Meter
into all
cheap.
of that. Yes, we will check into all of that, we will put it all together, and then we will get together.
Okay, we have others in our community that are also interested in this.
We will get all the information, and then we will get back to you. Anyone else from the public who wants to? Harbor update.
So we have some new information on the pilings that was explained to the Harbor Commission. It's an epoxy coating that reinforces the existing pilings without having to really replace them. And it's a cover that's put over them in a high strength two-part epoxy is injected into this mold that molds around the piling. It almost sounds too good to be true, but it's used quite a bit now, and it's new technology. And the company in the Bergeson is actually has the equipment to do this new refurbishing of piling. They have some samples in areas in the Astoria area. I'm thinking it's maybe it was a verbal conversation I had with the guy on the phone. So he's going to send me an email, which I've yet to get, and talked a little bit today actually with Liz. We were thinking about if there is an area, it'd be good to send a small group up, a couple people, and have them go look at these pilings and see if they have the integrity, see if it's something that we even want to move forward with even researching. But it's cost effective and very easy to do where you wouldn't need a pile driver. It just takes manual labor of encapsulating the piling, and then they inject this epoxy product. It's really an interesting.
So this is something you and the harbor master would have to look into.
Right, and he does.
Talk with the regulators to make sure.
Right, and there's a little bit of homework we have to do with that, but it's an option, and I think we're going to look into it.
Process,
there's a part of it has to do with the electrolysis. There's diodes that go into that they put in to help the electrolysis along with encapsulating, and then I believe there's still zincs involved possibly. where
So you
go
haven't
in.
done all your research yet?
Well, we're just finding out this, of about 2 weeks ago, we just got the info from Bergeson. Because they came down and actually looked at our port and thought this would be ideal. They didn't know we had H-beams, but they did hear that they were used, they covered them up with this round pile last time we got the FEMA money to do Dock 1. So that's what they were thinking they were going to be doing is something like that. That's what we're asking for. And when they saw the condition of our H-beam, they said it would be a candidate for this new technology. So that's kind of what got us down that road. But still, we're in the infant stages of finding that out. But maybe we could do some repair on the real bad ones. There's 3 piling on Dock 3 that we can maybe have them do. I'm trying to get a price quote just for repair, and that would be good just to make those safe. And then possibly get a quote to do what pilings we have, and then see if the council wants to do something like this, or compared to the cost of total replacement, or encapsulating them with a total round pile and filling them with concrete. So there's about 3 options we can go with. So that's kind of where we're at on that. And the dock floats, we've already done the study. We know that the docks themselves, there's an option to refurbish each one, and that would be totally strip them down, put new floats in. But the main beams inside are really in pretty good shape. They're creosote. Almost some of them, if you pull boards off, look like really good. But they would need new floats underneath and new dock planking on top, which that would have to be rebuilt section at a time. So that's an option also. And that would skirt some of the, where if you get brand new docks, you have to have the fish-friendly platforms that have light penetrating so fish can live underneath them. And you get into this whole other can of worms with regulations. So we've got to weigh our options. But we're doing a lot of research and we're trying to come up with expediting this so we can get to the council quickly with what direction we want to go. We're also looking into USDA to see if we can get helps with grants, absolutely, and maybe low interest loans too. But we're not sure. We're just being a few talking to representative. Absolutely, yesterday I was at a class and talked to her. Got a lot of brochures for the council for next meeting because I was kind of late in the process. I got Liz a packet, so she's going to contact Ms. Holly with USDA and she asked if she could move forward with gathering info, and I said absolutely. So with the work she's done with Washington D.C. and the dredging, if the council likes that idea, I think we ought to move forward with finding out more info on getting USDA loan. No, not loan, but grant or both.
Fire district has a lot of experience. All the work we did at the fire station here in Depoe Bay was half grant and half USDA loan, $2 million project. So
yeah, so that may be a great way to get this trudging forward. So that's what we want to do. We've been spinning our wheels for quite a few years, and I'd like to just see us go where we can get the funding and start.
Do we need a council action for this?
No, we just made an agreement that I guess we'll maybe as we move forward for sure.
Yeah.
But right now we're in the investigating our which direction we want to go to, because there's a lot of stuff we need to find out by talking to Holly from USDA.
Okay.
So that's kind of where we're at. In a nutshell.
Any other questions for Brady?
No.
Okay. Move on, excuse me, to new business. Not on the agenda, but in front of each of you is a special event application, which I think staff will have to tell us about. The Ridley Vineyards, I guess they've done this before. They hold these 2 wine and cheese tastings at World Mart. And I'm told that they've done this the last couple of years.
days or 18 days.
Is this the one, remember the wine guy that came?
Yeah,
Yeah,
this
that's
is
what I'm
one.
wondering, yeah, but
He's,
he's got,
he's asking
Fox
for
Farm.
4 to 6 p.m. on 2 separate days, if I understand, that's the way I read this. How did you read it?
Just now reading.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, 11:17 and I think I said, and 11:24.
Right. So it's 2 2-hour events.
yeah, I'll make a motion to approve this event license.
Okay, do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Okay, motion by Grant, seconded by Short. Any questions or comments? Call roll, please.
Gambino,
Yes.
Leff,
Yes.
Bates,
Yeah.
Grant,
Aye.
Calendar,
Yes.
Short.
Yes.
I'll move.
Okay, motion is passed. I have no other new business on the agenda unless someone on the council has something they want to bring up. Okay, correspondence.
The only thing I have is something that you all have a copy of, and that's this email on the dredging from Ray.
Oh, yes.
And that's all we got.
Who Hager's report?
Yes. And that's a report that. Okay. Staff report, Brady?
Sure. I was gonna give the council a quick update on our emergency warning system that, Robert and I and Jack O'Brien, minus Roy Hageman was absent at the last meeting, he was out of town, but, we had a really good, telephone conversation, back east with a tech that, is a representative of the company that, the American Signal company, which is the system we have. And we learned a lot of information, and it was a very helpful phone conversation that updated all of us with questions we had because of knowing more about the system as we move on, the better. And I think we may, in the near future, we're going to put a package together to get the council to approve to have tech support from American Signal and reprogram our sirens or emergency warning system, each enunciator that we'll be able to use them and know that let the city know that we're using them. Right now they're testing silently. We're looking into having them test out loud like most communities do. And it's got to be reprogrammed with sirens and stuff. So right now it was updated, but not fully to where the handhelds were in being able to be used. So with this update, I'll be able to have a handheld at home. Right now, if we had an event, I would have to come to City Hall and activate the system. If we do the upgrade, I'll be able to activate the system from my residence.
I guess I misunderstood. I was under the impression that way back when the system was first put together, the then council, working with the fire district, had asked that the fire chief be the person who activates the system and that he had whatever the equipment was that was necessary to do that.
So during the remodel of the fire hall, they brought all the equipment back to City Hall and said here. And they had never really got it up and running correctly. Now, what we're going to do is we have both units, and I did a little bit of discussion with the fire chief. And what we thought we'd do with the second unit is have it installed in the emergency trailer. And that if there is handhelds for remote here at City Hall with the main backup unit in the emergency trailer, which could go to higher ground in the event. So it gives us one that we could send back east. They could reprogram it, and then when the tech comes, he would bring that unit back with him, and then we could program the other one, or maybe he would take that back or send it back, however that would work. But just getting the council kind of caught up so you know what direction we're going to go. And I know Robert could attest that it was very, very informative.
My only question is, if there was an event tonight, would we be able to notify our citizens with that system?
Yes, absolutely. But that would take me right now going in there and activating.
Okay.
But we're trying to make it so it's user friendly and we know way more about it.
The caveat would be as long as you can get in here.
So that's just kind of an update on the emergency warning system. The other,
One question here. So we still have the call them all.
yeah, we have to call them all.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
still
that was very effective when we had that drill.
Right.
Yeah.
right. So yeah, that's still in also the county. One that we're involved in, and call them all. Jenny assured us, Jenny Damaris, that that's still up and running. And we do really well with we're one of the better radio communication systems in Lincoln County due to Michael Dane and his work that he puts in and volunteers his time and does all the correct reporting and stuff to keeping logs and stuff. So we really, got to thank Michael for being there for us because he does a lot of stuff from home too and in the trailer that,
All of the mayors, you know how the mayors get together every couple of months?
Mm-hmm.
All of the other mayors have said to me how lucky we are that Michael Dane is in our community and is willing to do this work, because they all feel as if they're going to be depending on us if it happens, because
Yeah.
we'll have the only operational system because he's so good.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And he has all the certs. So I'll let him know. So one other thing I had was Western States Electric. We need to replace the electric panels. You've got a flyer of the cost. And what this is, these are the electric panels in our wells. So we have emergency backup wells. And when I took the state in their compliance guide, I tried to turn one of them on and it actually popped the breaker and stuff. I got it to run, but it needs to be updated and these panels need to be replaced. So if we do need to have the pumps function, that it's safe. It's safe for the operator and it's not becoming a hazard. Yeah, there is, and I'm going to work with Jeff to see. We have it in the water budget, but we also, if it's, we may try to work it out as like it's not a budget item, but it's for necessity. This is almost something I probably don't want to hold off until budget. I would just as soon get it done. The sooner the better, because it's kind of a safety issue. So if the council would approve that, it would be great.
Robert?
I move that we approve the estimate of $9,275 for the replacement of
Leff,
Yes.
Bates,
Yes.
Grant,
Aye.
Calendar,
Yes.
Short,
Yes.
Gambino.
yes.
So moved.
Thank you.
So one other quick thing, we took Rocky Creek offline. We're back to our main source water, which is North Creek. So Rocky Creek is done as well. This the crews fixed a pretty sizable water leak on Williams Avenue by the first beef up there, kind of Clark Street, Clark and Williams. And they appeared it made quite a big of a cavern underground, so we thought it may have been leaking for a while. I know they've been looking for a leak for a long, almost all summer. That wasn't a sizable leak, but we figured it was 49 gallons, 50 gallons that it was leaking. maintain. So when you talk about 2.2 million gallons of water, it's sizable when you add that up, but it's almost like a garden hose, maybe crimped down halfway. That's not what the leak was, but imagine that all summer long. So it's quite a bit of water that the guys caught. So
I've got a steamer that does that.
yeah. So other than that, everything's going good. The harbor, they got all the finger docks are secure. We're ready for our winter. The back down the hatch is doing a lot of maintenance. So we're kind of in the maintenance mode now.
Thank you, Brady.
Sure.
How about Jody?
I've got nothing.
Well, guess what? We're down to council comments.
Okay, and I do have something this time. Yes. On October 19th, I attended the League of Oregon Cities, it's called Let Cities Work Advocating for the 2019 legislative priorities. It was a meeting at Newport City Hall. Actually, besides the Newport people and one person from Lincoln City, I was the only other one there. So that was fine. I'm gonna pick one and pass this on. These are the 6 priorities that they're going to be advocating for in the legislature this year for cities. And 2 of the lobbyists were there. What they were trying to do was get actual stories on each of these from the people. And anyway, but they did share some really interesting information about point number 2, revenue reforms, cost containment, and this has to do with the huge debt the state has for PERS. And I know the council received a letter a few weeks ago with talking about our share. But one of the things they said, for the first time, that debt has actually been reduced. And it had been $25 billion that was unfunded, and it went down to $22 billion. And that, they say that was directly because of the strong U.S. economy since 2017. That took that much money off that huge debt that Oregon citizens will have to pay. The sad part is that if everything that they're trying to reform with PERS was implemented in this next legislature, it would only reduce that debt by at max 25%. And it's just a shocking debt. So anyway, so it was very, very interesting to hear how these guys are smart. I mean, they're real go-getters. So we learned about each of these, and then we also, let me pass these one to everybody too. We have City Day at the state capitol, where they want all the, I think we have this every year, hosted by the Oregon Mayors Association, and they would like us all to put this January 24 on our calendar, and all convene in Salem.
Everybody knows about this already or not, but the Inn Harbor Lights Inn, or whatever it's called, was recently purchased by the owner, Salishan. And originally, I think we all heard that it was going to be housing for Salishan employees. That's no longer the case. They had a yard sale Saturday and Sunday to pretty much liquidate all the original stuff inside there, all the tables, all the chairs, all the dishes. Anyway, long story short, it's going to be renamed. It's going to be Hidden Port Inn, and it's going to be run by a gentleman, David, I can't remember his last name, and his wife, who worked for Salishan to begin with. And I guess basically they've been told, you've got it, make it nice. I was in there and the guy was telling me all the plans. They're going to have nice archways. It's going to be really upscale compared to even what it was. So I think that's really good news for the community. It's going to be a
was always very confusing to me.
Yeah, made you think it was.
Yes, it made it seem that the building was.
Hourly rates and.
Yeah.
Oh, every time I drove through Harvard, I saw that. Yeah.
How about a good follow-up?
Oh, and so these people made a point that all ages.
I like that.
Yeah. Nothing? Okay. Well, I thank you, and thank you, audience. We love having people here to listen to us. The meeting is adjourned.
You push stop on that.
Never ran that.
That is just exactly what that is.
Hey, thanks.